somewhere along the way, people were doing calculations behind the scenes, and without any head up, I was just dropped. It felt like I was being used as a power level scanner in Dragon Ball, just to measure hype and value. I don't care anymore. I already feel like crap. I tried to stay quiet, but you guys kept pushing me to talk, so here I am. I don't think Moonton overreacted or gave on excessive penalty. They enforced the contract, that's all.
Kamusta everyone? So after watching General GOSU's video, I really had to take a moment and think. First off, major respect to GOSU for being honest and real with his thoughts. I know this wasn't easy for him either. He didn't want to talk about this. But you could tell it was weighing heavy, and I feel the same. That's why I made this video. Before we talk about what GOSU said, I am going to show to you some of his main points and reactions. And yes, I watched the whole thing GOSU, so let's go.
First off, I looked into the official contract that Moonton released. Before reaching emotionally, I think it's important to actually read it and make up your own mind. This rulebook applies to all teams participating in MSC. And yes, EWC is included under MSCs. So these rules apply there too. You can check Appendix D for that. Now look at this section about sponsorships. It clearly states in a competitive relationship with the mlbb mobile game. That's the key phrase. Here's the sign up section. These blank spaces are meant for handwriting input. Date, initial, name, etc. BTK would have filled this out themselves. And this is the most important part. It clearly says you cannot participate in any live streams, events, and activities involving a competing game. Moonton probably set it for at least 3 months. The duration might be different for each BTK member. However, if any issue occurs during this period, then it would be considered a breach of contract. I don't think Moonton overreacted or gave on excessive penalty. They enforced the contract, that's all.
That's pretty much the main stuff he talked about in the video. Then there was this part, and maybe it's just how I took it, but it kind of felt like GOSU was supposed to get the deal at first. Or maybe was in talks to be part of it, but then it ended up going to Hoon and Zayn instead. That's how it sounded to me. He didn't say it directly, but you can feel that disappointment between the lines, like maybe he was left out or brushed aside. And honestly, if I were in his shoes, I'd feel a little bitter too. That stuff sucks. Then he opened up about how his life is now. Living a quiet life, doing his thing with his wife in LA, just playing for a smaller group of people who still vibe with him. He's not really chasing views anymore. He even said he doesn't care if the game fades in NA. He's not about the drama or the numbers now. Just stream, upload a few highlights, and chill. And honestly, I respect that. He also mentioned how Moonton doesn't directly run mlbb in North America anymore, and that another company, Skystone, is handling things now. So yeah, Moonton's control is getting weaker in the region, and you can really feel that shift in his tone. Especially when he said like, I'm not even being paid. They just send me diamonds. Man, that's rough. Imagine still giving time to the game and that's all you're getting. He talked about how he got a deal with Twitch. It helped him get his own place. And now he's just focusing on what he can manage. No pressure to stay on top. No more trying to be the biggest creator. Just someone who still enjoys the game in his own way. And honestly, that's pretty inspiring in its own chill way. Now let's talk about some of his actual arguments because there's a lot to unpack there. I totally agree with what General GOSU said. Contracts are contracts. Big companies don't play around, and when you sign something official, it's binding. Business is business. You can't just do what you feel like when money and deals are involved. And that's why in my previous video, I made it clear I'm on the neutral side of this whole BTK situation. I get both sides. If I were Moonton and a team I sponsored went and promoted a competing game, yes, I'd probably give them a penalty too. From a business standpoint, that's damaging. But here's where I slightly disagree with how this was handled. These aren't just random players. We're talking about MOBA Zane, Hoon, Fried Chicken, Best Player, and Shark. These guys are massive influencers in the NA mlbb scene. They've pulled in thousands, if not tens of thousands, into the game through their streams, content, and sheer dedication. So, should there be a penalty? Sure. But maybe a lighter one. Something with room for reconciliation, not career-ending bans. And trust me when I say this, I'm speaking not just as a content creator, but as someone who works in a major company in the Philippines in the finance sector. I handle top clients daily. And let me tell you, in business, not all cases are treated equally. You give consideration when the person involved is in good faith, especially if they are valuable to your ecosystem. Sometimes being flexible brings better returns than being rigid. And those top clients, if you treat them right, they'll be your most loyal customers, even bringing in more people to your service. That's long-term thinking, and maybe, just maybe, that's what Munton missed here. Because this is going to ripple like waves in the community. You ban people like Zane and Hoon, you're not just punishing individuals. You're cutting off an entire branch of your player base, especially in a region like NA that's already struggling. And yeah, like GOSU said, it's true, Munton doesn't even directly handle mlbb in NA anymore. That should have been a sign for more support, not less. That's just my opinion though. I know some of you may agree, some may not, and that's okay. I'm here to talk openly, just like General GOSU did. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Or with General GOSU? Or maybe you have a different take entirely? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Like if you appreciate honest conversations. And don't forget to subscribe if you want more deep dives like this. Take care and I'll see you in the next one. By the way, I am still making my xborg deep dive on the latest patch. So subscribe so you won't miss it. Okay? I am going now for real. Peace out.